Well, it's one of those games, we knew beforehand with the wind blowing really hard in, and it was probably going to be this type of game. Fly balls were not going to get it done, probably going to be low scoring. Line drives, of course, the 2 home runs we hit were line drives. The sac fly, we hit a line drive with the man on third there in the first inning. Bottom line is, we pitched very well. Fetterman, huge start for us. Obviously, hasn't had the start of the season that he'd like. And, Alejandro, we had to scratch him from the start. And it's a big part of being a good team. You got to have guys who step up. And Fetterman's the perfect guy to do that. He's a veteran guy. And it was huge. I mean, on Friday, stepping up for our number one guy on a Friday and do what he did was outstanding. And then, of course, Anthony came in, and we don't want to see any walks there. He knows that. He's not trying to walk anybody, but we don't want to get any free passes, especially the 7-9 hole hitters with the wind blowing dead in. But Carson been that way all year, just dominating. So great win for us to start the series. Well-played game. I don't think we didn't make any errors. And, now we got to turn the page and be ready for tomorrow.
All right, Gino, our first question for you comes from Christopher Stock of Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Gino, I was curious if you could just touch on more on Alejandro, what it looks like prognosis-wise. And then also, what was the decision-making process like to go with Daniel? Was that a tough one? Or, just what would you kind of decide with that?
Yeah, no, well, in regards to Alejandro, it's an oblique, it's a strain. He's day-to-day. He just felt it. He did not feel it in the game against Virginia. But I guess after he came out, just sitting on the bench, he felt some soreness there. And then I think he ran some sprints the next day and felt it. We were kind of cautious all week. We did throw a flat ground with him and just didn't feel right, didn't feel good. So it's been x-rayed. Doctors have looked at it. They don't see anything. If it continues, obviously, then we'll get an MRI next week and have Dr. Kaplan look at him. But right now he's day-to-day. He did feel better today with our trainers and doing some things with him, some treatment. So hopefully just each day he gets better and better and we can get him back. In regards to the decision, it was easy because Fed's the one guy that can be extended, of the starters. Garland's not going to throw. He threw on Wednesday. And of course you got our 2-3 already set up. We did not want to bump them up and move them one day ahead because that's not good. You don't want to do that and take them out of their normal routine. So Fetterman absolutely was the right guy, and it was a fairly easy decision from that standpoint.
And I assume his performance Sunday helped lead you to that decision that you felt like you looked good there, considering some of the struggles he had earlier this year.
No doubt. You're right. He did throw very well in that game at Virginia, and that certainly helped. And so, we took all that into account. And again, that helped, but also the fact that you don't want to start a guy on Friday that can only throw a couple innings because then you have to use up your bullpen. And that's the last thing you want to do in the first game of a 3-game series is start using up a bunch of bullpen guys. So you need somebody that can be extended. And we really don't have anybody else that can do that for that amount that we'd want on a Friday. So he was the right guy.
All right, Gino, we're going to go to Austin Pert of the Miami Hurricane. Austin, go ahead.
Absolutely. Congratulations tonight. Just tell me more about the wins. You said obviously that, it affected the team offensively, but just overall defensively, pitching overall, what's the win mean?
What's the win mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for both teams, obviously, I mean, we knew this, I'm a big wind guy. Every time I get to the ballpark, I'm looking at the flag to see what the wind's doing because it has a lot to do with what goes on. Like we played FIU, the wind was blowing out and obviously a lot of runs were scored. And today the wind was blowing dead in, very unusual, but there's a little, for us, a cool front, if you want to call it that. And it wasn't just 5-10 miles an hour, it was up to 20-mile-an-hour gusts. So you knew that was going to play into the game, and it did. They hit some balls hard too, and we hit some balls on the line hard that, fell out of the sky. We hit too many fly balls, and so that's something that, I don't want to see there. And, we addressed that. And I think it's going to blow in again tomorrow. Maybe not as hard. I'll have to look at it, see if it's changed, but it's going to blow in, I think, again tomorrow somewhat. So it's going to be more of the same. But it plays a huge role when you're outside and it's windy. Absolutely playing. We got on top of, I know one ground ball we hit that they, made an error on their second baseman. So, you got a chance if you get on top of the ball. We're not telling them to hit ground balls. We just want to hit line drives. And the balls that went out of the ballpark today were line drives. Those were line drives.
All right, Gino, we have time for two more. We're going to go to Wyatt Kopelman of WVUM. Wyatt, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, Christian Del Castillo recorded his first home run as a Hurricane tonight. Just how much do you think that'll do for his confidence at the plate moving forward, as well as the team's overall offensive production as the season goes on?
Well, I don't know if it'll do anything for him. He plays with a lot of confidence. He's got a lot of confidence. I don't think this home run's going to change anything. I hope he doesn't go into it thinking he's a home run guy, because he's another guy that he's got power. He's got surprising power. He hit a ball out of the ballpark today in BP with the wind blowing dead in, and there was not a lot of home runs hit in BP with the wind blowing in. So he's got some surprising power, but he's a line drive guy that hits the ball all over the field, as is his brother. Everybody thinks Dell's maybe more of a home run guy, but he's also a line drive guy that hits the ball over the field. So, I think either way, Delly's got a lot of confidence in himself. He's playing with a lot of confidence. He's been arguably our most clutch player on our offensive team up to this point. So I would expect him to just be the same guy.
All right, Gino, our last question for you comes from Christopher Stock of Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Just with Carson, what he's been able to do, can you? I know you've talked about him all season, but can you put into words again tonight? Just 6 up and strikes out 4. Just what you're seeing with him.
It's amazing. I try to think of pitchers that have come through here, closers that have dominated the way he has, and I don't know if I can recall. We had a few guys back in the day when they came in, it was over. I mean, you just knew it was over. They were that good. They dominated. But not many. I don't know if they've done it like him, and he's doing it really with one pitch. I told him the other day, if he gets his breaking ball going, his off-speed stuff, I mean, he's dominating with the fastball. Imagine if he gets his off-speed working, in which he tried to throw a few more today, but he's got to get better command of it, no doubt. But you got to go with what works, and the fastball is what's been working. He's got the best command of that, and it's just when he comes in, I can tell you this: the confidence in the team is obviously cranked up a bunch of notches. Having said that, we can't take it for granted. There's going to be a time where he's going to give up, a blooper, a home run, or something's going to happen, and he is human, and we got to do a good job. We had a chance to score, add to that lead there in the 8th inning, and we had Dell get a double, and Delly moved him over, and we got to do a good job of getting that run in, and we did not, because at some point something's going to happen. He's human. Palmquist is human. It's not going to be perfect all the time. So, but it has been amazing to watch. I know it makes a head coach look really great when you go to a closer like that.